Have you ever uttered words you immediately wished you could take back? That moment, akin to releasing an arrow from a bow, is irreversible. We've all been in such moments, and it's not just about communication, it reflects the inner essence of who we are. From a philosophical perspective, words are not merely tools for communication. They carry cultural characteristics, reveal intellect, and shape identity. Careless words can sow hope, bring happiness, or just as easily become shields that lead to misunderstanding and pain. The question then arises, not just, what are we saying? But, what impact do those words create? In psychology, words reflect the internal psychological impacts. Communication not only helps build relationships, but also fosters self-awareness and critical thinking. Imagine this: if you could master your words so that every sentence is polished, meaningful, and carries wisdom and subtlety. This ability not only helps you communicate effectively, but also enhances your personal value. In today's video, we will explore 6 things an intelligent person never says, inspired by the enduring philosophy of Stoicism. These lessons will not only help you communicate effectively, but also guide you in self-discovery and building an admirable, resilient character. Let's begin this journey to transform the way you use words today. 1. Avoid boasting about knowledge. In communication, boasting about knowledge often backfires, making the speaker appear arrogant and pretentious rather than humble and wise. From a philosophical standpoint, Stoicism teaches that, let your actions speak louder than your boasts. Those who truly understand know that the value of knowledge lies in how it's applied, not flaunted. The Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of humility, self-discipline, and action over words. Practitioners of this philosophy often use their actions to demonstrate their worth. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wrote, "You don't need to announce your contributions. Let them speak for themselves through what you do." Humility is also a hallmark of true wisdom. You don't need to boast to prove who you are. Instead, let your actions do the talking. Stoic philosophy advises you to remain silent, focus on self-improvement, and understand that silence contributes to inner confidence. The desire to boast often stems from a need for recognition. However, this behavior is often counterproductive. When you boast, you might make others feel inferior or alienated. Moreover, boasting often masks inner insecurities. When you rely on achievements to validate yourself, it could indicate an underlying insecurity about your self-worth. Allowing others to share freely and develop their abilities will make you more trustworthy and respected. Here's an example I'd like to share. Consider the story of John, a prominent technology expert. At first, he impressed others with his groundbreaking projects and achievements. However, over time, John began turning every conversation into an opportunity to boast. He recounted complex projects, innovative technologies, and prestigious awards he'd won. Initially, people were captivated. But as time passed, John's colleagues started feeling overshadowed. During a meeting, one colleague openly shared that John's communication style was off-putting and created barriers. John realized that his boastful attitude was not earning him respect, but driving people away. After receiving this feedback, John decided to change. He learned to listen and gradually contributed to conversations instead of dominating them. John let his actions speak louder than his words. Over time, he rebuilt his image, earning his colleagues' respect not only for his intellect but also for his humility. From a philosophical perspective, knowledge truly has value only when shared humbly and constructively. Humility paves the way for new ideas, fosters trust, and strengthens connections. Gaining knowledge is difficult, but using it wisely is even more challenging. Stoic philosophy reminds us, let your actions speak louder than your words. Ask yourself, what do my words reflect about my inner self? Transforming words into tools for communication. Stay silent when necessary. Silence not only shows respect, but also gives you time to think carefully before speaking. Focus on actions. Actions that yield positive results are far more valuable than self-praise. Prioritize listening. By listening, you not only gather information but also show respect to others. Share humbly. Humility makes your words more credible and encourages others to respect you. By applying these principles, words can become powerful tools for communication, playing a vital role in enhancing your personal value. 2. Do not dismiss others' opinions. Dismissing others' opinions not only deprives us of valuable perspectives, but also undermines trust and slows the pace of connection in relationships. From a philosophical standpoint, listening to and respecting different viewpoints is a hallmark of a noble soul, especially in a team setting. Stoic philosophy offers this principle. We never know everything. Every opinion could hold the key to unique ideas. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, reminded himself, you cannot learn what you think you already know. Ego often causes us to place ourselves above others, clouding our ability to truly listen and appreciate the value in others' opinions. However, Stoicism reminds us that even seemingly flawed opinions may contain seeds of deeper thoughts. Listening is not merely an action. It reflects a generous spirit, open to meaningful dialogue and improvement. From a psychological perspective, dismissing others' opinions negatively impacts both them and us. Being rejected can leave a person feeling powerless, erode their confidence, and discourage further sharing. Over time, such environments deteriorate into conflict and a lack of creativity. Conversely, when we listen to and respect others' opinions, we create motivation for them to share more. This attitude demonstrates appreciation for others, fostering deeper connections and shared growth. A story that changed prejudice. During a team meeting, Alex quickly dismissed a colleague's idea without allowing them to explain. This action left the colleague feeling unconfident and unwilling to contribute further. After receiving feedback from another team member that his attitude was harmful, Alex recognized his mistake and decided to change. In subsequent meetings, Alex practiced active listening, asked questions, and encouraged colleagues to share. The results were remarkable. The team began generating more creative ideas and motivating one another to grow. Alex realized that respecting others' opinions not only maintained trust but also helped the team achieve exceptional results. By dismissing others' opinions, we lose invaluable opportunities. By listening and respecting them, we open windows to infinite possibility. As Stoic philosophy teaches, listening is not only an art of communication but also a noble and compassionate way of living. When you respect others, you plant the seeds of connection for yourself and the world around you. 7 ways to improve your communication skill. Practice active listening. When communicating, focus entirely on the speaker. Avoid interrupting or formulating your response while they're speaking. Ask probing questions to better understand their perspective. Cultivate humility. Acknowledge that you cannot know everything and that others' viewpoints can complement your understanding. Everyone has a story to share. Recognize the value of differences. Embracing differences fosters creativity and enhances problem-solving ability. Focus on building trust. Show that you value others' opinions by paraphrasing their ideas to confirm your understanding. This fosters an open and collaborative environment. Practice constructive feedback. When disagreeing, Express your perspective politely and constructively instead of criticizing or rejecting out. Use phrases like, "I see your point, but I think," to maintain a positive discussion. Encourage a culture of respectful dialogue. In team or organizational settings, create a culture where everyone feels safe to share their opinions. Set a standard that all viewpoints deserve to be heard and considered. Self-reflect for improvement. After each discussion, ask yourself if you truly listened and respected others' opinion. Learn to recognize moments when you may have unintentionally dismissed other perspectives and strive to correct them. By applying these strategies, you can not only improve personal communication skills, but also contribute to a more harmonious and effective communication environment. 3. Do not complain without purpose. Complaining is a natural reflex when we face difficulties, dissatisfaction, or frustration. However, unlike sharing to find solutions, aimless complaining gradually signals an unsettled mind, drains energy, and negatively impacts those around us. We can use these challenges to turn complaints into catalysts for positive change. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the ability to control emotions and perceptions in any situation. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself in Meditations, "We are not disturbed by things, but by our view of them. Complaining does not solve problems, it amplifies negativity." For instance, if a reckless driver angers you on your commute, instead of complaining or reacting impulsively, think, "I cannot control their actions, but I can control my response." Psychologically, complaining is often linked to feelings of helplessness, frustration, and anxiety. Studies show that focusing on solutions instead of complaining activates brain structures that encourage creative thinking and enhance problem-solving abilities. Peter's story. Peter, an employee who frequently complained about colleagues in work, created tension in the workplace. When his friends pointed out the harm his behavior caused, Peter realized that complaints yielded no solutions. Instead, he started thinking positively, seeking colleagues' input, and focusing on small solutions to tackle challenges together. As a result, Peter developed a more optimistic outlook, and the workplace became more united. Aimless complaints generate negative energy and erode trust in relationships. However, focusing on solutions not only improves the current situation, but also strengthens empathy, connection, and problem-solving skills for the future. 5 practical steps to handle complaints better. Be aware of your reactions. When you feel like complaining, pause and ask, "Why am I complaining?" If there's no clear purpose, focus on solutions instead of dwelling on problem. Focus on desired outcomes. Think about solutions that can lead to positive results. Seek input from colleagues or resources to resolve issues. Practice constructive feedback. Instead of criticizing, suggest alternative solutions or approaches to the problem. Develop patience. Remember that challenges are part of life, and not every situation can be resolved immediately. Redirect your energy. When feeling negative, engage in stress-relieving activities like meditation, exercise, or journaling. By shifting your mindset from complaining to seeking solutions, you can reduce negativity and enhance your ability to tackle challenges effectively. 4. Do not make promises when uncertain. Promises are a powerful tool for building trust and establishing relationships, but they can also be a double-edged sword. A promise left unfulfilled not only hurts the recipient but also diminishes the credibility of the person who made it. Promises carry weight not just in forging connections but in defining one's integrity and character. Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes self-control and personal responsibility, views promises as commitments not just to others but also to oneself. Marcus Aurelius reminds us in his Meditations, Let every word you speak reflect a clear mind and remain within your control. When we make promises, we not only create expectations for others, but also bind ourselves to a responsibility. Failing to fulfill them breaks not only the trust of others, but also our own sense of self-respect. Keeping or breaking a promise significantly impacts relationships and perceptions of personal integrity. According to research from the American Institute of Behavioral Psychology, unkept promises lead to doubt and mistrust, while even small fulfilled promises build trust and strengthen relationships. Greg's story, the cost of overpromising. Greg, a project manager, often promised to complete work within tight deadlines to please clients. However, due to high workloads and unforeseen challenges, he frequently failed to meet those deadlines. This left his team and clients disappointed. Greg realized that rushing to make promises had negatively impacted his reputation and his team's morale. After reflecting, he began setting realistic expectations and communicating honestly about timelines. As a result, his team became more effective and clients appreciated his efforts and transparency. Anna's story. The impact of broken promises on children. Anna, a mother of two, often promised to take her children out on weekends, only to cancel due to sudden work commitments. Over time, her children lost trust and stopped feeling excited about her promises, viewing her words as mere jokes. Realizing the problem, Anna started taking her promises seriously and only committed when she was sure she could follow through. By keeping her word, her relationship with her children improved significantly. Promises are not just a form of communication. They are commitments that carry responsibility and integrity. Making empty promises not only damages one's credibility, but also negatively impacts others. Learning to communicate clearly and set realistic expectations is key to building lasting relationships. 5 steps to follow before making a promise. Assess feasibility. Before making a promise, consider whether it is realistically achievable. Ask yourself, do I have the resources and time to fulfill this? Communicate transparently. If uncertain, be honest. For example, say, I will try my best, but I need to evaluate further. Set realistic expectations. Make commitments aligned with your current capabilities and resources. Remember that credibility is an asset. Every kept promise is a step toward building personal credibility. Seek solutions when unable to deliver. If you cannot fulfill a promise, communicate immediately and offer alternative solutions. By only making promises when certain, you can build enduring relationships and maintain trust across all aspects of life. 5. Do not deny your mistakes. The art of honesty and responsibility. In life and work, mistakes are inevitable. However, how we handle mistakes defines our credibility, character, and relationships. Acknowledging mistakes is not a sign of weakness, but a mark of maturity, responsibility, and a desire for self-improvement. In Stoic philosophy, honesty is one of the core values. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and philosopher, reminded himself, "To err is human, but honesty belongs to a noble soul." By admitting mistakes, we demonstrate responsibility and courage to face ourselves. From a psychological perspective, admitting mistakes honestly often earns respect and trust from others. Research by the American Institute of Behavioral Sciences shows that acknowledging errors strengthens trust, while evading responsibility breeds doubt and damages relationships. Lisa's story, owning up to leadership errors. Lisa, a team leader at a large company, made a misjudgment in resource allocation for a project, causing delays and wasted time. Instead of blaming her team, she candidly admitted her mistake in a meeting and quickly proposed a recovery plan. As a result, her team not only respected her more, but also collaborated willingly to resolve the issue. Steve Jobs. Lessons from mistakes. Steve Jobs, the legendary founder of Apple, was a staunch believer in owning up to his mistakes. When the first Macintosh failed to meet market demand, he admitted his misjudgment instead of blaming his team or circumstances. This honesty led him to rethink and eventually rebuild Apple into one of history's most successful companies. Acknowledging mistakes is not just a way to embrace honesty, but also a path to connect and build lasting relationships. By admitting errors, we gain clarity on what needs to change and create opportunities for self-growth. 5 steps to take when you make a mistake. Acknowledge mistakes quickly. When you realize an error, address it directly without avoiding or delaying. Understand different perspectives. Seek feedback to better understand the impact of the mistake and related challenges. Develop a recovery plan. Create a detailed plan to address the mistake and communicate it clearly to colleagues. Learn for the future. Document lessons learned and apply them to future situations. Foster open communication. In team settings, create an environment where people feel safe to discuss mistakes without fear of judgment. Admitting mistakes is a window to growth and deeper connections in relationships. It is the hallmark of leaders who seek to bring value and sustainability to the world around them. 6. Do not share too much about future plans. The art of focus and preserving credibility. In today's world, communication plays an essential role, and sharing future plans can yield 2 outcomes: motivating you to pursue your goals or creating unnecessary pressure. However, oversharing future plans can sometimes weaken your ability to achieve them and put your credibility at risk. Stoic philosophy reminds us, work silently with patience and calmness. We are often drawn to announcing ambitious plans to make an impression, but Stoicism teaches us that credibility stems from tangible actions, not mere words. Oversharing plans can cause distractions, leaving you overwhelmed by external pressures instead of focusing on internal efforts. Psychological research shows that when we share too much about future plans, the brain starts perceiving them as already completed. This phenomenon, known as the completion effect, creates a false sense of satisfaction, reducing the motivation to execute the plans. Jim's story, the danger of premature announcements. Jim, a startup founder, often announced future plans to partners and colleagues to build excitement. However, when some plans fell through or failed, his partners began to doubt and lose trust in him. Learning from this, Jim decided to keep critical plans private and only announce them after achieving concrete results. A real-life example: Elon Musk's cautious sharing. Elon Musk, the visionary behind SpaceX and Tesla, has learned to share cautiously after reflecting on ambitious goals like missions to Mars. Instead of publicizing risky plans, Musk emphasizes progress already achieved, relying on results to build credibility. Sharing plans cautiously not only protects your reliability, but also helps maintain focus and motivation. Remember, actions will always be valued more than empty promises. Filter what you share. Determine which plans can be announced without jeopardizing your credibility or ability to execute. Focus on action. Instead of oversharing, concentrate on taking the necessary steps to turn your plans into reality. Create a publishing roadmap. Announce only what has been achieved to enhance persuasiveness and reliability. Practice patience. Be patient and share only when tangible results are available. Patience helps sustain long-term motivation. Apply critical thinking. Before sharing, ask yourself, does this truly add value? By keeping important plans private and focusing on tangible results, you not only enhance credibility, but also demonstrate the ability to turn dreams into reality. Let your words be light, and your actions strength. We live in a world full of opportunities to change, grow, and build meaningful relationships. Your words not only reflect your inner beauty when communicating, but also represent your true values. Do not let them become careless arrows that wound others. Instead, transform them into bridges that spread trust, humility, and sincerity. Take action today. Apply the philosophy and psychology insights. Listen to understand. Speak less but with intention, and let your actions showcase your true value. A better life begins with purposeful words, realistic commitments, and the courage to face yourself. Join the journey to create a more meaningful life. Start today with your words and action.